Somebody calling you right now, Lord. If it ain't one thing we need, somebody else needs you for another. Please, son, look and have mercy. Have mercy over our home, Lord. Have mercy. Have mercy. God's gonna turn it around. God's gonna turn it around. God's gonna turn it around. God's gonna turn it around.
You see me, you see him, my best friend. He hold me down like ankles fighting the waves. Apply not to my crime, yeah, I do time. Till I'm with you, I be counting the days. But we always get through, yeah, ooh. It ain't always perfect, but it's worth it. This is deeper than the surface. If I said I didn't love you, you would not know I'd be frontin'. Wiped all my scars away like it was nothing. Took the parts of me I tried to hide and make them something, something. Like it was nothing. Ooh, some magic, baby. Ooh, you know you drive me crazy. Ooh, you give me peace of mind. Ooh, let me tell you why. You make it easy. Say, to take it easy. Say, feel so weak. Say, easy to love. Say, to take it easy. Say, feel so weak. Say, easy to love. I never thought that I would give it to you, but now I don't think it's the time. I won't do it. I think it's cause the way you talk to me. Know how to say it without making me feel little. You're gracious even when you pop off on me. When you get done, I got a little something to drop off on you. Because you earned it with the time you took to put it that way. You got me liking to get put in my place. Said I didn't love you, you and I know I've been frontin'. Wiped all my scars away like it was nothing. Took the part was nothing. Ooh, some magic, baby. Ooh, you know you drive me crazy. Ooh, you give me peace of mind. Ooh, let me tell you why. You make it easy. Say, to take it easy. Say, feel so easy. Say, easy to love. Easy to make it easy.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. We are back, y'all. Did I say what's up to everybody from WBGX 1570 AM? I don't think I did. What's up to everybody from WBGX 1570 AM? I am your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Rule in the building. I did not get to my social media question of the day because I got all excited about this cookout. So let me tell y'all, take a moment, share the broadcast, go over to the other broadcast and grab the people and tell them we back right here live in the building. Shout out to everybody on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and every other platform that you watch us or lurk. Because Riis, they be lurking too. I've been learning that.
We take all views.
Yep, it all count. Love me or hate me. As long as you watch. Right? We're going to put it behind the glass wall in a minute, though. Going to have to be like, I always wanted to be able to do one of these things. Be the guy that could go.
The meme guy.
Right? Like. Anyway, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host. Let me go to some of these headlines very quick. Did you see playoffs? Actually, two teams. White Sox in the playoffs and Chicago Sky. Yesterday, I actually flicked through TV and I saw it was like I didn't realize that they was getting ready to play for the World Championship.
Yeah, man. I actually was supposed to take my daughter as a surprise to the game, man, and I went there. And this is somebody that I know we in the playoffs, and people going, it's the finals. We're gonna want to go now. You have to be vaccinated or have a negative test.
You vaccinated?
Yeah, but I forgot. I left my car. Remember, I told
you don't take a picture?
You know what?
Take a picture, keep it in your wallet.
I did, but didn't even know it. I didn't even. But
you gotta put it in your save file right at the front, so whenever it be like ding. They need to make it where you can put it in your wallet, like your iPhone wallet, and you can just be like, psh, but they trying to make you get a credit check to do it. They trying to make in Illinois the vaccination card has to go through Experian. Experian, the credit company.
Yeah.
Yep. Ain't that crazy? Tell your health, you can't go to the doctor because you got bad credit. Lord, they trying to kill black people any way they can. All right, did you see the Bears are in Vegas. Justin Fields is the new starter. The Park District supervisor was fired for sexual contact with a summer minor employee. Apparently, they found text messages that revealed sexually explicit text messages that even included sexual choking with an underage female who worked at the park. So he resigned. They called the police. The police did not arrest. They called DCFS. DCF said, yeah, we know, but that ain't bad enough. So they called the police. But we're going to talk about it because I think they have called a special closed executive session for Friday, which is tomorrow, which means that it sounds like Mike Kelly might have to walk the plank. We're going to talk about that a little bit later in a minute. It's going to be interesting. I know that Mike Kelly is not black, but I do think that recognizing the role that the Park District played in the black community, he has cultivated a lot of black relationships. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens and what happens to his, not descendants, but his staff. We'll talk about that. Hey, Riis, you remember Heather Mack? Heather Mack was the girl from Oak Park who killed them. Her and her boyfriend went to Indonesia, killed the mama, put in a suitcase.
Oh, yeah.
She out. She getting out today. She got 34-month sentence reduction. Dude's still in jail. He got to stay. She coming back to the United States, where after 7 years, she got to kill her mother, and now she's coming back. And will be, like, they're deporting her to the United States. But the United States, like, well, you paid your debt to society, so she coming back. That's kind of crazy. She had a baby while she was in jail, too. Interesting, right? Did you see the construction crane crashed on the north side? Fell down. I think it was the pink line, but it fell and the L train. Didn't hit the track. It fell down and tipped over. But it knocked over power lines and all type of stuff over there. So that was an interesting story. It was kind of crazy to watch. 2 men shot in Country Club Hills. Did you see that? Home invasion. One brother was in the house asleep. One brother was brought in by the people who were invading the home. They killed the brother that they took in the house, and they killed the sleeping brother as well. Up in your drive, for your drive, take your kill you in. Well, you can't imagine because you'd be gone. But I can't imagine the pain that the mom feels in Country Club Hills, man. But brothers be moving out to them, like them places got some really nice big old houses out there.
For the low.
Yep, for the low, where you could be living in a mini mansion.
Yeah, I saw them, and they was like $1,300 a month, actually.
Okay. All right, this is the Maze Jackson Show. Let me see what else I got. Did you see the Bulls won their first preseason game? That was pretty slick, man. They won. It was the Cavaliers. But I just think the new look Bulls, I think I might buy a 12-game package. Like, I wanted to buy season tickets, Riis, but the problem with season tickets is
you would be scared to start them 300s, right?
Well, but then it's just too many games. I ain't got time for 40-something games. Now, if somebody want to do a ticket draft with me, right? Y'all want to split it up, I'm down to still consider buying some tickets.
You know what? Somebody I know, they did it, and they get all their money is they
sell them off.
Yeah.
They put them online, and then you can make them. You can actually pay for your season tickets with like 10 tickets. Yeah. Like if you're willing to give up the best games, you can really pay. Like say you give up the Lakers, right. Them like you give up the Lakers, you give up like whoever the world like Phoenix. Like who won the world champion this year?
The Bucks.
The Bucks. Oh, ain't nobody giving up their money for the Bucks. But
you see, if you a ticket holder, then if you are a ticket holder, don't give away no West Coast game. So I say give away the Bucks because you will still see the Bucks 3 to 4 times this season. So you can get a Bucks up, 2 times and then just catch one game. You can get the Nets up the same way. You play them 3 times. You get them up 2. But yeah, I definitely would like to be a ticket holder, man.
Really?
Yeah.
You like the games like that?
Oh yeah, like I've been to a lot of Bulls games for sure.
Yeah, I go to a lot. I only really want to go to the Bulls game if I'm in a box or if I'm close.
Right.
Like, I mean, I got to be, I got to be within the camera shot somewhere. Right? Like, if Benny the Bull ain't coming by us.
Yeah, that's
if he ain't coming to hang out, if my son can't hit nobody hand on the way into, we be chilling. But I told you, I go to games and stuff like that to be seen. The only thing I really like going to be in the experience is concerts. But I don't even like going to, like, stadium concerts. I like intimate concerts. Like, when they're in, like the Aragon Ballroom or something like that, where, like, you can see a major artist in a small venue where everybody vibing. The arena stuff is just to say you be there, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, when you go see Jay-Z at Soldier Field at $500 a ticket, it's really just so you can say I did it. It ain't like you really seeing no good stuff, and so you can smoke in peace. But that's my cousin say that. All right, y'all, it's the Mace Jackson Show. What other headlines? Oh, last thing, and not last, Timuel Black, black historian, centurion. Like, he has lived through everything. He is on home hospice care, so I just hope we would send prayers up for him. That is Timuel Black, black legend. All right, Riis, I'm going to ask this social media question today. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but why don't you give me with the big voice if you got it somewhere around
It's time for the social media question of the day.
Riis, are white men becoming irrelevant in electoral politics? Let me say that again. Are white men becoming irrelevant in electoral politics? Think about this, particularly in a but think about this particularly in a Democratic urban city. Who actually supports white men in electoral politics? Now, before you say, of course, there's a method to this. There's a reason that I'm asking this question, but I want to start here with, are white men becoming irrelevant in electoral politics? I would tell you yes. I would tell you that there really is nobody who supports white men in politics locally in a Democratic blue state except for white men. Now, I want you to, and I'm going to run some scenarios by you. White man, white woman, who do people vote for? White woman. Yeah? White man, white woman, running for a local office. Man, woman. There's more women off bat. If you got a choice between a white man and a white woman, who you voting for?
Probably the white man.
You would. But I think when there's a threat assessment.
It all depends on the job, though.
Threat assessment, I'm taking the white woman because I feel like we can handle that however we need to. Who do black women vote for? White woman, black, white man. Who do Latinos vote for? See, I feel like this. I feel like we are looking at white men in politics from the wrong perspective. I think we have to start looking for white men to assemble their power politically in other places in non-traditional ways. You know, when they talk about the browning of America, or the, you know, how they keep talking about these demographic shifts, we got to start paying. I would say that white men are never going to allow themselves to be extinct without a fight. But I think when presented on the stage, they are losing their luster, right? They still got the guns and the bombs, and so they maintain power. But when you talk about like in a democratic city like Chicago, does a white man really have a chance politically for a large office, for something that requires, like, now maybe in a neighborhood, like a judicial subcircuit or like a alderman, but like, can a white man win a race county-wide? What do you think? Give us a call. 872-259-7474. Can a white man win a county-wide race? I was thinking, Riis, I don't necessarily believe so. I don't know that there is a white man without buying everything that could really win a race countywide. And I think we need to take a look at that, because I think that is the calculate, and I'm talking about Democrats. I'm talking about Democrats specifically. And I think that's something we need to be paying attention to as black people, because of where our power sits in this equation. See, we got to be in a space where we're in control of what happens to our future. And I don't want to see our future bought from us because we don't recognize that the game is shifting. What do I mean by that? In Cook County, you must now, to be considered, you must now be a minority group, in my estimation. So now we got to figure out, if the power is in the politics, but we don't have the money, where does the money go? It's the Maze Jackson Show. Riis, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I'm going to talk about the Park District. But I want you to think about, is the white man obsolete in electoral politics? And if he is, where is he going? Because do you think they maintain power, or will they lose power? Maze Jackson Show will be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Oh, man. They done messed around and gave New Era Chicago their own radio show. What they do that for?
You done messed up! So what we doing, bro?
Man, we talk about power.
Did you say power?
Not rights and equality, but power. We ain't begging, we building.
In that order, Chicago, and we got dope segments. Hey, yo, sis, holla at them.
Peace and love, family. It's Sister E of New Era Chicago in the building, dropping the statistics, holistics, and of course the ballistics. Good for the mind, body, and the soul. Let's get it, family.
And this your boy D Cook coming with straight facts. If you don't know, now you know.
And this is your other sister, Omo Oya Music, coming in peace, love, and light, getting real with my people so we can quit with the bull spit.
And this brother E, and I'm gonna wrap it up with the power surge.
Listen, it's going down every Wednesday night, 5 to 6 p.m. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's the Black Power Hour, New Era Chicago Radio on What's in It for the Black People Media.
All power to the people.
All power to the people.
All love it.
Yeah, I love being black, being black, being black. Hey, do this for my people.
And now, traffic
traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 7:37 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your sports, traffic, and weather update. In sports, White Sox will be in action as they take on the Houston Astros today in the ALDS Game 1 at 3:07 p.m. Let's go Sox, everybody. Let's support the South Side as we are on our way to the World Series. Now over to the WNBA. Game 4, the Chicago Sky hosting the Connecticut Sun. The team is going against the number one team in the WNBA. Sky up 2-1 in the series. Need one win to clinch at home. They get it done as they beat them and on their way to the WNBA Finals. Over the traffic on the Kennedy is an accident, so O'Hare to the Loop is 74 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be 48. Also accident on the Edens as it's from Deerfield to Exchange is 80 minutes. Exchange back to Deerfield will be an hour and 10. Eisenhower does an accident, so Thorndale to the Loop is 82 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 1 hour. On the Stevenson, there's an accident from I-355 to the Dan Ryan, so that will be 1 hour and 16 minutes. On outbound will be 53. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan is an hour and 10 minutes, 30 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 25 minutes to the Loop, 16 minutes back out to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive South, 55th to Jackson is 14 minutes. Jackson back to 55th will be 10. Randolph to Bryn Mawr is 9, and Bryn Mawr back to Randolph on the north side of things is 12. To today's weather, it is currently 67 and raining. Today will be a high of 72 and a low of 64. Expect rain throughout the day, so do not forget that umbrella. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now, here's So Good here on the Maze Jackson Show.
I don't know what you did, but you did it right. Girl, you make it look so easy. Right. Can't say you a dime, you're a 20 piece. Cause girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me don't let you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put that clothes on. Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put that clothes on. Girl, why you gotta look so good? I can look and see you're not an average chick. You're shutting it down everywhere you go. Girl, I want you as bad as I want a check. Cause you're sexy from head to toe. Girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me don't let you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put your grown on.
I gotta look. It's like in the mirror, like I'll be singing this song when I see myself in the mirror. I'll be like, ooh, dang, why I gotta look so good? No, I'm just joking. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Did y'all? Can I tell y'all left me a little confused yesterday. When Ruthie come back, y'all gonna have to break down the whole zaddy thing because I'm not 100% sure I got it. I was talking smack yesterday, but I don't know if I know how to use it in context. So we're gonna have to figure that out. But look, I was thinking about yesterday too. So how many of y'all was with us yesterday during our interview with the chairman of the police board? I had an opportunity to read the comments. I also have come to recognize. So can we talk, y'all? Let's talk. I have come to recognize that we here at the Lion's Den and What's in It for the Black People exist in a different universe than and our form of media is very, very, very different than what most people are used to. And by that, when you sit in the studio, and I don't know if you all can see this, but when you sit in our studio, you can actually see the comments as people are talking. So, I always tell people, one of the things I tell people is don't read the comments because it'll throw you off. It'll distract you. It will kind of, I feel like we've integrated the comments into our shows. But I try to tell guests when they're here to focus on us in this conversation, not what's happening in the den. But as those comments start coming up, it's very difficult to ignore. Hence, when Riis said, do I need Toy to get some views? You saw I stopped and was like, hold on, what you saying? I want to put this in perspective for some of our black people in high up positions that have forever. A lot of times when you get to the spot, you've been picked because somebody has told you that you special, right? Like somebody has to vouch and say, this is a special black man right here that we gotta help lift up. This is not shade at all. Oftentimes during the Daily era, someone was picked because they could potentially be a threat. So if I put you on, then you don't have to become a threat to me. And in the process of that, what happens is you go from being a threat to being domesticated, right? So it's like, I see a wild lion out there. I'm going to take that lion and put the lion in the zoo so that the lion can live, thrive, eat good forever, but not necessarily be a killer no more. And when you're in the zoo, maybe they let you kill a wild something, but it's like in a contained, you think you feel like, roar, I'm still the lion, the king of the jungle, but your jungle is a controlled habitat. So you the baddest man in the controlled habitat, but it's a real jungle out there. What's that movie where the animals got released, the cartoon, and they was all
Madagascar?
Yes. I felt like we had a Madagascar moment. And I feel like the comments were interesting. So let me back up. Part of this is black is not enough. Just being black is no longer enough for the people that are not eating. So if you've been in the zoo and everybody and all the animals in the zoo that you rocking with is like, man, even if you in the gorilla cage, you the king of the gorillas. If you in the lion's cage, you in the king of the lions. If you in the snake pit, you the king of the snakes. And then they let you out into the real world. And you really find out that you ain't really a killer and a hunter, because them bad boys fight back. Like you can't, the animal that they gave you at the zoo, they shot him in the leg already. So he can't run that fast. Or he can't get around, he can't get away. And I'm saying this not, I'm saying this utmost respect. Because I don't think that you step out. I don't think a lion steps into the jungle without thinking that they're not a lion. Right? Because everybody been telling you, you are the lion of the lions of the lions. So much so that when they tell you that you the best, they're telling you're the best from a white person's perspective. Now, I'm not dissing. But I think that we have a disconnect between our black chosen and the people that they have been chosen to represent. And so the challenge that we have here in the den is that we don't see trees, we see men. I say that all the time because that's what Minister Farrakhan said, Maze, the Lord has wiped the spittle from your eyes. And so you don't see trees when you see battle, you see men. And if you see trees, you scared. But if you see men, you like, yo, And I fear that what has happened is they do a threat assessment of the lions in our midst. And then say we got to get those lions because they got the whole package. And if that lion ever looked in the mirror and said, I'm a lion, that lion might eat up the village, the white village. So, we got to get to a point where even the black people recognize that black is not enough. When you're in the room, you gotta be cognizant that we not there. I feel as though sometimes and the animals in the zoo sometimes tend to look down on the animals in the wild. Because the animals in the wild don't got the glossy coats. They ain't got somebody that wipes them down every day. They don't even have guaranteed meals. So they hunting, starving, thriving, trying to eat. You living, you sweet, you like, man, why y'all out here starving? Because we're hunting. And I don't know how we get away from, like, I feel like in some kind of ways, our pain is marketed, and then we find ourselves being put in a position, like, cuz, ain't nobody getting no every 2 lots. Like, ain't no black people with no buying 2 lots to buy up the lots in the land. And it's almost like, why you ain't eating, dog? You see all this out here. What is you doing? And I don't think that the lion don't think that he's a lion. I don't think the lion don't realize that the lion is in the zoo, because they tell the lion, man, you the king of the jungle. They put the lion in the mirror and say, you the king of the jungle, Mr. Lion. But you in a room full of mirrors, right? It's all like it's a created environment that you get to walk through while the rest of us are living in the real world. Yesterday, as And I would say that it wasn't just that, brother. I think we saw the same thing with the president or with the chancellor of U of I. Because they've been applauded for so long for their multiculturalism, their ability to blend, their ability to code switch, that they actually sometimes think that their ability to code switch is what makes them valuable. But the premise of code switching in some cases is that you got to do that in the daytime, always remembering what your objective is at night. And I feel like maybe sometimes we have done so much praising of people from the standpoint of, man, bro, we black, we happy to see you black to black to black, that you don't necessarily feel an obligation. And what I was trying to communicate yesterday was like, cuz, you ain't got to be, how do I play this? Cuz, you ain't got to be Ungawa Black Power, right? You ain't got to stand up. We ain't asking you to challenge your credibility. But what we definitely ain't saying is, I was saved by the Holocaust Museum when we got our own, right? We have moments. We have limited moments where we can interject and insert ourselves, and you send a smoke signal that says everybody knows you straight. He still got it. When you send a smoke signal up that says, thankfully to the other people, I can understand my oppression, the white folks are like, oh, you are such an enlightened thinker. And the black folks be like, hey, cuz. And the challenge that we have, so many of our others have been rewarded for being complicit, for not standing up. You think about the reward for the black people that say black people is we cutting your ass off. The reward for silence, man, is tangible. And y'all, I find myself in these peculiar positions because I want to be supportive. Where's David Brown? How come David Brown ain't never came and talked to What's In It for the Black People media? Right? I wonder when black is not enough. I feel like so many of our people who are in position are part of a massive back patting situation that they're all patting themselves on the back, even as the ship is sinking. Like, you on the top floor of the sinking ship, right? So like, if the ship is sinking, but we all in the hull, so we see it. You all the way at the top you sitting up on the top at the ballroom. So you don't even realize that the ship is sinking because you kicking it and y'all taking selfies and on the, what you call that, Riis, the 360 selfie machine, getting it, kicking it. And all of the people, I would challenge you to go look at what the black people in power, quote unquote, are promoting, are talking about. How much business begets more business for black people? Like, I'm not hating on nobody at all. But I often feel like I feel like yesterday we kind of got a glimpse of kind of the conversations that happen where it's like white folks are clapping, the black elitists clapping, And we're hearing what they're clapping for. And it's like, I don't know that I heard anything I want to clap for. Like, brother, I want to support you. And it's like, then we get caught in the jam of, we know the people individually. But if they will beat up the police board superintendent, what chance do I have? And I just think that they did a very good job of identifying black threats and domesticating black threats. Now, I don't want to say domestication is a bad thing, as in it is anti-black. It just lulls you into a state of complacency where you feel like, I'm straight. What's wrong with y'all? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Ruthie Moore yesterday could have went a whole nother level deeper. And I ain't going to front. She played her position. And when I asked her to chill, I asked her to chill. Because the point was not to excoriate the brother. It was clear that so many of our people that believe that they're doing right by us have been given the definition of right by white folks, not black folks. And you asking me why I'm being so PC on this, because this is why I was saying we cannot so much focus on chasing down the slaves. And I'm not calling that brother a slave. I'm using this as an analogy. We are so focused on chasing down the slaves that we don't cut off the source of people that can continue to continue to pump them out. I am not suggesting that the brother is not right. I'm suggesting that he's been taught a different version of right. He's been taught, even with all of that development, we did not talk about business. We talked about grants, right? Like, we didn't talk about sustainable businesses. We talked about grants. Don't tell me to tell people bye when I want to talk to people. Nah, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I want to thank everybody from WBGX 1570 AM. Please join us in this conversation when we come back. Because I want to talk about it, I want to talk to y'all. Give me a call, 872-259-7474. So it was almost like the watching us show up in the space and watching MLI trained Latinos show up in the space. And it's like we came with a number 2 pencil to a gunfight. They have trained their same age group. They have trained them to be warriors for their people. We have been trained to placate and not offend. And let's talk about this when we come back. I want to open up the phone lines because I really want to talk to y'all, because I don't know, like, again, I would say I'm smart. I would say they're never going to open the door for me, because I'm not going to allow I black house and have our view told through another group. That's the reason that I'm there. And I feel like they've taken that out of our people, where we don't feel like It's our job is you got the board, you the president. And I feel like we get these opportunities. And can I tell you, I'm on the board of directors of a organization, and every meeting before we close the meeting, you know what I do? I raise my hand and I say, "Excuse me, how many black companies do we have? How many black businesses have we supported?" And every time at the meeting, everybody be like, to the point now where and it's uncomfortable as hell. And the white people be like, "Whoa, we're doing our best for the people. We're giving them justice." No, we want more than justice. We want our cut. And it's a challenge for me when we don't acknowledge that we not even in the space. Like, there should be nowhere where a black boss exists where there ain't no black people working. And if I'm getting trained, it's the Maze Jackson show. I'm gonna take. God, and y'all understand this is why I don't have no friends really. Cause I be like, I don't smile when it's time to take the selfie because everybody taking selfies like, we good on the top of the boat that's sinking. It's the Maze Jackson show. We will be back.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality black emojis. Better. Beautiful. That beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of Black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Greek events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Greek members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 8:04 a.m. and I'm Reese the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports, traffic, and weather update. In sports, the WNBA Game 4, the Chicago Sky hosting the Connecticut Sun. Sky up 2-1 in the series, need one more win to clinch and advance to the WNBA Finals. Candace Parker and the Chicago Sky will get it done as they go to the WNBA Finals. Also, let's go to the MLB, another playoff team, the Chicago White Sox. Fans, don't forget today, the Chicago White Sox will be taking on the Houston Astros in Game 1 of the ALDS. Lance Lynn gets the nod today. Sox Astros at 3:07 p.m. Come on, Chicago. Let's go, Sox. Over the traffic on the Kennedy. O'Hare to the Loop is 1 hour and 14 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare is 48 minutes. On the Eden, Deerfield to Exchange, 1 hour and 15 minutes. There's an accident. From Exchange back to Deerfield, also an accident, 67 minutes. Accident on the Eisenhower both ways. Thorndale to the Loop is 70 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 1 hour and 2 minutes. Accident on the Stevenson, I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 76 minutes. Outbound will be 53. Bishop Ford accident from I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 1 hour. Clear on the other side, so it's 29 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 25 minutes to the Loop, 16 minutes back out to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive South, there's an accident, so from 55th to Jackson is now 18 minutes, but from Jackson back to 55th is only 10. On the north side of things, all clear. As Randolph to Bryn Mawr is 8 minutes, but Bryn Mawr back to Randolph is 16. Today's weather, it is currently 67 and raining. Today will be a high of 72 with a low of 64. Expect rain throughout the day. I'm Reese the Ruler. Now here's Loch Ness with terrorism here on the Maze Jackson Show.
Releasing what it calls a new strategy to fight domestic terrorism. Following a 100-day review, federal officials are now laying out a new plan hoping to deter, detect, and prosecute domestic terror.
They went to the Capitol waving their flags and looking for smoke. He was out there looking for justice. They was over there looking for votes. Ashley Babbitt was with him and told all the people that nothing could stop us. She climbed through the Capitol window, breached security, and called a shot, bro. The media say she a veteran. They paint the picture to make her look greater. But she disrespected the same country that she served. That makes her a traitor. They was fighting police, resisting arrest. On God, I couldn't believe. I guess. These are the times we witness in history, all because they didn't get a victory. United States is so contradictory. We get equal rights, that's a mystery. Politicians, they more like magicians, you know they got tricks up their sleeve. We point out the flaws that's up in this country, you know they gon' tell us to leave. Somebody try to help me understand it, always seems like a double standard. They be out here leaving us empty-handed to certain rights we are not granted. The media is the culprit when it comes to the comparison, cause when it comes to race, they always changing up the narrative. Terrorism, they say you a patriot, call you a hero, I call it terrorism. And that's on the real, you know and we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero, I call it terrorism. And that's on the real, you know and we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero, I call it terrorism. And that's on the real, you know and we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero, I call it terrorism. We still out here trying to get our reparations, but the government pump faking out here hesitating. I'm out here trying to keep my peace, so I keep meditating. The media make us look bad, they taint our reputation. Look, it's so sad that COVID causing toe tags. You claim you so patriotic, but you ain't wearing no mask. You out here wildin' with your MAGA flags and showing your ass. You wanna be part of some type of revolution so bad. Look, you talk revolution and constitutional rights, homie. I guess we forgot about back in the days when all of the business was whites only. Yeah. George Floyd got justice. Juneteenth got much respect. They made it a national holiday. Man, it's all good, but cut the check. They're giving out all of these vaccines, putting it in you like caffeine. Was it all in the part of the plan? I bet money like DraftKings. It's land of the free, home of the brave. 1776, we wasn't free till 1865, so we wasn't part of that shit. And that there's terrorism.
Terrorism.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stoger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts. Man, Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steel on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let this give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up the seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find for us. Crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, in the building. And Riis, I want to continue the conversation. Shout out to YouTube and Facebook. Shout out to everybody that has found their way back to us. Take a moment, share the broadcast. Share your friends, share your family. We're going to have this conversation because I want to know when black is not enough. Now, I was over here looking at YouTube, and I see Crime Zone Wolf says, enough is enough of Daly and his mouthpiece. And then TNT said, and he said it with pride, Daly appointed me. Do y'all mind if I shed a little perspective? Can I share a little perspective on that? And y'all are probably going to get mad at me. I know my man Keith Harris and all of them talk about. So let's back up. In the late 90s, early 2000s, if you were in politics, there were really two paths if you wanted to be successful. There really was no path in Springfield except to be a legislator. And in Chicago, if you wanted to be business or politically successful, it was the Dalys. The Dalys, even as they fostered the Latino program and built HDO, they recognized we hadn't surpassed the Latinos. So the Latinos was their investment in the future, but they had a kind of a black path. So I'll tell you, when I used to talk to Bill Daley regularly, one of the things that he used to proudly brag about is we have the strongest black middle class in the country. And they would point to Chatham, and they would point to Ashburn, and they would point to these solidly middle class. And so when he said, yes, I was a Daley proudly, that was, I'll be honest with you, that was the last time that in my history that I can think of that there was at least a path to walk. Now, you may not agree with the path and you may say it led to whatever, but at least there was a North Star for black people in politics and government to look to. Like, they picked, not made it to the list because I was always the bad guy, right? And I could never, I would always do something else. I would always say something. I never was able to just be quiet all the way up until the time where I got picked. So I had to make my own way outside. But when he said that, it was a throwback to, again, the change in our dynamic because it was no longer who we put there, but they got picked. But you got to understand, that the only path forward for black people politically or in government really was through that channel. And then slowly they stripped, because when we had that, we chose the smart guys, the Latino. So how it broke down was Daley had two black dudes, a black dude and a Latino dude that were the bosses of the Latino. Latino dude said, get streets and sand and give me as many jobs as I can get that don't require high school, college, or nothing, because then I could build an army. The black guy took the intellectual path. And he said, I don't want more, I just want the smartest. And so what happened was our political path took the intellectual route. The Latinos took the brute route. And then they branched out. And so when he said that yesterday, I just needed to put it in perspective. But I feel like, and then when you got that, you had to pledge your loyalty to the dailies. And what you'll see is that even whether it's the dailies or the ROMs, the black people that were picked or chosen by them will still declare their allegiance to them because they did so well. Like, again, you see if you look at the path and you define what the idea of success is, he ascended to the top of the police board. But the key in ascending to the top of the police board is what you gonna do when you get there. And even if you got to stick with the man, you know you can get the train. All right, I'm gonna go to the phone lines. I gotta ask you. And let me back up. Last thing. What happened yesterday was, and the den, in my estimation, a lot of people are not prepared for the den. A lot of people are still of the mindset that you could just be the black person walk in the room and not have a definition, and we just gonna be happy for you because, hey man, the University of Chicago and all the white folks gave you all the ideas, and we be like, man, you had to deal with them white folks. But again, you gotta be aligned in a domesticated cage. Let's go to the phone lines. Katie, give us a call, 872-259-7474.
Hi.
Hey, Katie.
Hi, good morning, babe. I'm there. Really, if it weren't for you, I don't know, I'll just still be totally uneducated. But anyway, I remember in 2008, I worked on the north side, and this Hispanic nurse was telling me that their people were being trained then to take over. Like you said, it's been coming since the 90s and stuff. And that's true. And then I remember when Congress, the now congressman, the one that ran against was Chewy, I went and worked in one of his campaign offices against Rahm. And so I was, because, I wanted to get Rahm out. Unlike the other 80-90% of the black, other 35% that voted. But anyway, so I noticed that their campaign it was so together. I mean the training of those young people was amazing. When I came into the office, I didn't sit around. They put me to work immediately. Told me what they would like for me to do. Some of them shipped in from Texas, I think. But okay, so now we here. Okay, I'm in Wrightwood, our school, Carol Rosenwald. Carol, they put up a sign, happy Latino month or whatever. And I said, I've been here 30 years, and they never put up a sign about happy outside, happy Black History Month. And so I called the school and I said, I've never seen that a sign for us, So she's the vice principal said, well, we're 25% Hispanic now, and CPS told us that this is what we got to do. So I said, well, just make sure I will make sure that I remind you, because I took pictures, I remind you that when it's time for Black History Month, I want to see some banners out there too. Don't just totally forget about us and parade them with the 25%. But yeah, they coming, and our young people need to be trained.
Thank you, Katie.
Thank you, mate. Bye-bye.
Thank you. I just think it was so crazy to watch. If you had warrior training. If you've been to warrior training and the warrior training says when you get to that spot, be unabashed. And it was like, and it's like, I don't know how to communicate without people feeling like I'm offending them. But I feel like white folks congratulate black folks for being quiet, for being palatable, for being able to get along with people. But I guess, how does it, like, I don't know that I knew anything different about Laquan. And somebody said, y'all gave him a pass yesterday. Sometimes I don't know that we have to go so hard. Sometimes I think you just let people talk. And I think without trying to put, like, remember when I was like, hey, and he was like, hey, before you say it. And I was just like, that's not, and I mean this from the standpoint that I don't know that it gets too much bigger in criminal justice reform than being the head of the police board. Like, we can't have the slot, the job, the contracts. Who's winning? And I don't know what you over, but I do know that I don't know that threatening to quit is it? Or is it rounding up your board and controlling the board? So what I feel like y'all saw yesterday was what I told you about when I'm tired of going to the parties taking the selfies. Like, I get invited to the cool parties sometimes, but it's like, I be like, do y'all understand that they getting it times 500? Well, we think we doing it and we think we balling. And the white boys let us ball a little bit while they be like, I'm on the plane. And it's like, I be looking at all these people who have power who don't even recognize the power that they have. Or what would happen if, you know that thing about, you know how they said, everybody, remember how they had all the black people on their backs and they said they could turn the whole board up if they just stood up? Like, I almost felt like we have been convinced that we can't advocate for ourselves or we'll get in trouble. And that, to me, makes me ask, is it better to put a white person in and hold them accountable than be in a space where we can't hold our own people accountable because they'll get in trouble? It's a weird feeling, man. I just don't know how to manage that. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Byron, you in the building, man. What's up, dog? I ain't heard from you in a minute.
Hey, Maze.
Hey, Byron.
Hey, Maze, I'm going to tell you a story.
Uh-oh.
I used to work at AT&T.
Okay.
This is a short story. I don't know if can I say Eddie Reed?
Yeah, you can.
Can I mention it? Because I used to work at AT&T in Naperville, right? And I used to watch all these white people, everybody else working in these contracts. And I told the black brothers and sisters, I said, we need to get Eddie Reed out here. They said, no, you can't do that. I said, no, we're getting Eddie Reed out here, regardless of what you say. I brought Eddie Reed out there. And to make the story short, they got rid of the program to stop everything because we were about to get some jobs for some black folks. And Eddie Reed asked me, he said, Byron, you sure you want to do this? Your job? I said, I got to do this because I'm watching everybody else work. You see, if you care about black people, you do what it takes to uplift them, uplift people behind you. I didn't have no contracts. I didn't have no businesses, but I want to see more black folks working. So I said to myself, I told my who was a Cuban, the threesome. We bucked the system. The black local Negroes, like the NAACP people, they didn't want the fight. They didn't want to do the fight. But us three, we took it to him. We brought Eddie Reed up there, and believe me, it caused some hell. And I forgot to mention that to Eddie Reed because he said, well, we can get some black contractors out here. As soon as he getting the list of people, they close the damn system down. They're moving someplace else.
Man.
So we can do this for ourselves if we want to. It's got to be in us. It's in you, Maze. But there's few people like you. There's few people like you. We have a mayor. We have the cutting Pratt wrinkle. We have all these people in positions to do this for us. They refuse to do it. That's why I gave up, Maze. That's why I don't call no more. It's a lost cause.
Don't give up on me, man. I didn't
No, Maze. No, Maze. You got your stuff. Your stuff is lined up. But how about the rest of the other people? Their stuff ain't lined up. Our stuff is lined up. My stuff is lined up too. That's why I do what I can. Like, I'm in the real estate business. I got all black folks working for me. There might be maybe time, but I still got them. I had to wait on their asses. I just do it. Because you know what? It's like cutting the grass. I told you about my block. I converted 5 people on my block to have black people cut their grass. It took me a while. They always, why are you one pushing this? I said, because black folks need that job. We need to build ourselves. We need to build our community. And that's how we do it, by giving them jobs. Why do we have to have Mexicans cut our grass? Why? I want to know from your listeners, who in your listening audience will go out and get somebody black to cut the grass? More and more black folks are cutting grass. Let them cut your grass. And let them cut your neighbor's grass. And work on it. Help them out. I don't benefit from it. I don't know half these guys, but I got their numbers and say, try this guy. Try that guy.
Man.
I cut my own grass.
Yeah, man. Y'all better have y'all some damn babies and have some kids cut the grass. I told my son to go cut the grass one day. He looked at me like I was crazy. Like, what's that? Hey, Byron, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in. It is the Maze Jackson Show. Y'all, like, I will tell you that it is moments like this that make me unpopular. And can I tell you, I want all of our brothers to be the most powerful people when they walk in the room, right? I want that brother to walk in the room and I want him to be able to say, I am standing on F. Jason Van Dyke, and if somebody say something, I'll be at the Whitstable station and we'll have 200 people standing outside on your grass. And I feel like if people stand up for black folks will get your back. I think it's when we don't even think that's when it don't even cross our mind. When we walk into a space and we don't even see ourselves there, and we're okay with that. Or we may feel like, hey, Joe, there's nobody here, but I'm here. You ain't enough, brother. I just, y'all got to understand, like, I have become one of the most unpopular black people to black people. And it's really because I just want more for them. Like, brother, I want you to see that you are a king. Like, I want them to be like, man, when this black brother goes to the space, let me tell you what I think needs to happen. I think that some of our black elite folks, you know what they have for lawyers? They call it continual training or continuing training. It's like, if you've been gone too long, you got to come back and check in and make sure that you're saying the right stuff. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like if you've been in the crib for a long time, you need to come back and have some time in the field before you go back speak, brother. Because quite frankly, there comes a point where you got to ask, who is your ultimate loyalty to? And that is what the Latinos have done. They train their people that even if you can't see me, you can see me. You can feel me. I ain't got to say it. So then I got to say, what do the staff look like? Did we pack the courthouse, or did we find ourselves in another place where we put somebody in a spot? We don't put nobody in a spot. We got somebody in a spot that we didn't pick. Like, again, who's approving? Who do you vet and say, hey, Joe, we finna put this person in? Straight or no? Remember, I told you most of the times, and here's what the challenge becomes, and then I'm gonna let this go. The challenge comes because they pick the people, and if we stay quiet because we don't want to embarrass them, they get to stay quiet and we get nothing. Does that make sense? So if you didn't pick our guy, we don't want to put our guy on blast, then the white folks be like, oh, it's all sweet out there. And I think, I don't believe, I believe in job descriptions, but I be like, I make the job. You got to tell me, you don't have to tell me why it can't happen this way. And so let me say this also. I recognize that so many of us have to code switch. You got to go do what the man say. I'm not tripping on none of that at all. But you got to send the smoke signals that let people know you ain't gone. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Anybody on that line, boy? All right, y'all. We got a caller? We'll take to him. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Who's there?
Yo, what up, family?
What up, Vice President Devin Gordine? What's up, brother?
Hey, man, just getting everything ready for this wonderful tailgating experience that we going to have at TP's 55th and the Dan Ryan. Need all y'all, all y'all real Bears fans to come out. Justin Fields going to be the starting quarterback, man. So bring all the pork products. You know what I'm saying? And everything that y'all like to do. And we going to get it cracking. You know what I'm saying?
No pork. Come on, man.
I got to give me some rib tips, man. Ain't nobody eating no turkey tips. And we'll have beef, too. We getting it all, Riis. We getting it all. So, brother, what's up,
Hey,
David?
the turkey. Hey, man, just reflecting on the conversation yesterday, man, and the Madagascar reference is appropriate, man. These guys live in these situations, and clearly they don't chop it up with real people, man. And, it's not for us to throw them out the village. It's to reprogram them, to let them know what potential that they have and recognizing the power that they do have. You know what I'm saying? So we don't have to, chop their legs off, but they do need to understand that they have responsibility and they are accountable for what they do and what they don't do. And I think that that's what it is. So either they need to, convene with somebody like you, or, somebody has to deprogram these people, man, because they've been in the cage too long, bro.
Yeah, cause I don't know if I could have come up with a better analogy, and it's not to pat myself on the back. It's like I love lions. I go to the zoo to see the lions when I want to get up close. But I also I don't feel like the brother ain't a brother. I just feel like you've been inside.
Right, I don't feel like that.
Right. I mean, I feel like he was trying to connect, and I think he realized by the comments that, like, that old vanilla, like, you know how we be like, you got to say black? I feel like they ain't learned that black folks ain't going with that vanilla, black and brown. We ain't trying to hear that no more because y'all done sold that to us. And it's like, you been in the zoo so long that you don't realize that it done changed out here in the streets. That culture and brown, but because you staying in the room, you don't realize that it's changed on you.
Yeah, and it's got to be in you, and you have to strengthen that inner voice within you to say, "Hey, man, I can stand on this, and we'll support you." So, if people are listening and you're elected or you're potential elected leaders, don't be afraid to come talk to us because we'll support you. We just not supporting no foolishness. And stop with the black and brown. Stop with the minority. Stop with the soft shoeing. That we're not going for that. So you got to read the room. If you can quote Brother Ness, then you know that we not for the soft shoeing.
Bam.
So quit playing with us, man. We not playing no more.
Man, Charlie, thank you, Devin. That got me, right? Like, cuz you listen to the theme and you know we ain't honoring none of that BS. We ain't honoring none of the. So if you hear it's like I feel like I try to tell candidates all the time. Appeal to the audience that you're talking to. If you go to Chinatown, don't nobody in Chinatown care about what's happened with the black people. Talk to the Chinese. When you come to the black station, who be saying, talk black to me, baby? Somebody on our comments be saying, ooh, talk black to me, baby. Like, know your people. Like, when you come in our space, you shouldn't be more uncomfortable. You should be like, let me unbutton this. Don't give us the stunts. Like, I don't care about the sweatshirt. I don't care about the hoodie. I care about what's coming out of the hoodie. This is the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages with more conversation.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and received. South Grove. Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 8:37 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports, traffic, and weather report. In sports, Game 4, the Chicago Sky hosting the Connecticut Suns. Sky up 2-1 in the series, punched their ticket to the WNBA Finals as they beat the Suns 79-69. White Sox fans, don't forget today the Chicago White Sox take on the Houston Astros in Houston in Game 1 of the ALDS. Lance Lynn gets to start today. Sox Astros, 3:07 p.m. Let's get it, Sox. Over the traffic on the Kennedy O'Hare to the Loop is 1 hour and 7 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare is 29 minutes. On the 49 minutes. On the Eisenhower accident, so Thorndale to the Loop is 76 minutes. Back out to Thorndale is 51. Accident inbound on the Stevenson, so from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 76 minutes. Outbound will be 42. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 55 minutes. 29 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 26 minutes to the Loop. 16 minutes back out to 95th. Gustavo Lakeshore Drive, there's an accident on the south side of things, so 55th to Jackson is all the way up to 33 minutes. Jackson back to 55th is 10. Accident as well on the north side of things. Randolph to Bryn Mawr is 8 minutes. Bryn Mawr back to Randolph is 23. Today's weather is currently 66 and cloudy. Today will be a high of 72 and a low of 64. Expect rain throughout the day. I'm Riis the Ruler. New music from Lex. Here's Interstellar here on the Maze Jackson Show.
Interstellar mode. Yeah, I finally got my mind right again. Yeah, now I know there's no time for pretend. Yeah, I come alive in the moonlight. See me shooting across the skies. Don't you know stars were born to fly? I've been searching, crowding, looking for a way out. I've been hurting, falling, but I think I found my way now. I'm on my own, far from home, lost in space, in my zone. I found these truths, far from you, in my space, in a stellar mode. Yeah, I finally got my mind right again. They run through my veins, every molecule in the trance. Senses feeling some kind of strange. Damn, I think my name's Spider-Man. Jump out the window and swing for the dreams that just might be. Never gonna let go. No, to the man in the mirror look like me. Drifting through the cosmos, oh, far away from your lies. I realign all my goals. That's a constellation of mine.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I don't know what that was. I don't know who it was. It's all right, though. wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I said you gotta listen to it.
Hey man. Who was it?
And my man Lex is not here, man. He got like 4,000 subscribers, man. Sent some music through. So, you know what I'm saying?
Where you see him, man?
Artists. I actually was at an interview that he did one time. You know, real up and coming artist. So came through, dropped some music for us. He got some content. So you know, I said, hey man, I rock with it.
Look at Riis around here trying to be a boss.
You know, they say they don't need all the booty music in the morning.
Riis be bossing. Riis trying to turn into a boss. I seen Riis in here yesterday. Came in here. You know, Riis came in, popped in a little early, trying to checking his traps. I was like, see, this is what I'm talking about. I came in here like, I have low expectations. I keep coming in here, Riis, I'm gonna tell you, I used to be here before you on Sundays. Now I'd be like, why is my phone ringing on Sunday? Don't call me. Like when Tasha be hitting me like, I'd be like, you ain't talk to Riis? Cause
the parking in the back get them. You know, I park in the back, so they be scared that I'm not here because they be the only car that's in the, like on the side of the building. So I'd be like, yeah, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Just call me.
Yeah, man. DJ Riis the ruler. Riis gonna be out there on Sunday. I'm about to whoop y'all in some bags too. I'm just letting y'all know. Y'all know I'm about to put the bags out. Not cornhole. We call them bags, not cornhole.
I played it.
Riis, I don't care. Riis. You be playing on the clock. Tanil.
That's part of our
Riis,
job.
he playing on the clock. No,
That's
see,
part of our job.
your job's supposed. If I was there, I'd be like, your job is to keep it wiped down. No, I'm just playing. Tanil is like a soft boss. I'm just playing. I really don't often say no unless you gotta have me make me say no. Like I've made it my life's business to try and figure out reasons to tell people yes, but it's oftentimes a no. All right, man. Hell no. Are we done talking about this? You think we need to be done talking about this? I just got to say it's not okay just to be black anymore. You're going to have to say something. You're going to have to say something. You're going to have to do something. Because it's like the black past. And who, can I ask the question? Who can make you black? Not make you black, but make you black. Like, think about that. Like, it really is very few people who could pluck you from where you at and say, I'm going to change your life. That's black. That's why so many people from the Daily era share that time with pride. Because guess what they was able to do, Riis? Leave poverty and be middle class. And, like, it was a time when you walk around here, you had a Daily stick. You was a special Negro. And Daily was like, and I'm separating you from the political Negroes, so you're going to be above. And so what you see is a lot of the day, and it's actually something, the dailies and the rhymes. They have their own group of people that succeeded in a group. And so they got like a circle jerk going on. Not a circle jerk, but a circular economy going. A circular economy that allows them to kick it while we eating cake. While we on the sinking ship. Whew. We gotta let the lions out the zoo, yo. Y'all gotta come back to Madagascar. Come on down. Hang with the black people. See, go see where it ain't sweet. Because, if you go only where it's sweet, you think it's sweet. If you only go to the Big Willie baller joints, right, it's easy to say them people over there. And I don't think anybody's saying them people over there. Katie, didn't you say you lived in Ashburn or Wrightwood? Now, that's daily land. Them people lived over there because they had good, solid, middle-class jobs, and they was deputy commissioners and all of that stuff. Made big jobs. Who's on that phone line, Riis? Give me a call, 872-259-7474. Who there?
We got Renee on the line. Renee, what's up? You on the Maze?
Hey, good morning.
Hey, Renee.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can.
Hey, I just want to know, Sunday, can I bring my pop-up tent?
Yes. Just as long as it ain't 20 by 20. How big is it?
10 by 10, cool.
Yeah, yep. You put it right out. I'm going to have mine by my trunk, so I'm going to have my pop-up, and it's going to be like I got me a little shade. I'm going to have my chairs under there and everything. You gotta bring your chairs.
That's
too.
what's up.
You kicking it with us?
Yeah, my table and chairs and my. I'm trying to get my people out there to come to play some bid. We got to cook our meat before.
You can cook your
bring
meat.
our food, right?
Bring your food, but bring your food, bring your table. We gonna spread it out. Now y'all gonna have Big Al out there too. So Big Al, if you bring some meat that don't take 3 hours to cook, you know, like don't be bringing no, you know, y'all be bringing a brisket like Big Al. Cook this brisket for 12 hours.
You know, I was just getting ready to say brisket. Okay, that's fine. All right.
No, wait. No, you bring beef brisket. Just make sure it's cooked. You bring it, and then we have Big Al put it on the grill and heat it up. Because I'm going to get some of that brisket. Oh, yeah, I ain't even playing.
If you bring a 20 by 2010.
Sound like a plan.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Hey, y'all, don't forget.
All right.
It is this Sunday. Sunday, 12 to 6 is at the parking lot, 55th and the Dan Ryan in the mall. Bring your car, bring your food. We finna kick it.
Tell people it's free. Once you tell them all that, and they be like, hey, y'all.
It's free.
It's free. They're going to be like, hey, well, you know what? I really wasn't doing nothing.
Yeah, but and you know, you can come after church. You know what I'm saying? You know, black folks got to go to church till 3. We'll be out and kicking it. Y'all get there, park your car. Now, if you want a car spot, you got to get there early. You want one of the main spots. Now, the parking lot is huge, so you can do it. But if you want to be in the tailgaters row, Riis, they got to be in the tailgaters row. They got to call us early. I'm going to have to put a number up. Or we're going to have somebody directing traffic. Who going to be the people that get there early and park their cars?
Maze.
That's because I'm going to be there working.
Well, you know what? The game doesn't start until 3, so I'm curious to see if people are going to show up and, like, you know, black people don't really come to like 2 or something.
I feel like once you done and you outside, you want to get your kicking on though. See, I feel like you thinking of it more like the Bears game. I'm thinking of it like, man, I outdoor kick it. Tailgate. What's going on, man? Everything all right? It's the Maze Jackson Show. Riis just disappeared on me. Ran away, went somewhere. But yo, it is the Maze. Are y'all coming? Leah, what you cooking? Leah, I expect you to be having a spread. Who is up one? Because you know cook. She can snack. Salim, you coming? I think the green side of things is coming. They bringing their own vegan smoke. Right? It's like they're going to have smoke and it's going to be vegan. And it's going to be like, that's what they're going to be eating, smoke. Like my cousin. Yeah, if y'all tailgating, y'all get the, well, you know, y'all get there, park your car. We're going to be socializing. Telling some jokes, having some games. Y'all make sure y'all meet us 55th and the Dan Ryan. It's going down. Yeah, I think he might go to the bathroom, y'all. You think he had to run? Oh, Lord, my camera done got stuck. Okay. All right. It's the Maze Jackson Show. All right, let me see what else did I have to talk about today since Riis done dipped out and didn't give me my phone calls. Let me see what it's. Oh, y'all. So y'all know it's a press conference tomorrow. Ooh, somebody should make a drunk watermelon. Somebody should buy a watermelon right now, poke a hole in it, and put a bottle of vodka in that joint. Or tequila. Beulah, don't nobody care that you gonna be in LA gonna be in Las Vegas at the game. And what your name is, don't nobody care. You gonna be on some islands. We seen you posting pictures talking about vacation hits so much harder when you ready to go. That's like we can ready to get it. We y'all come out regardless. Let me tell you, this is gonna be a communal event. Everybody eat. I can't promise everybody drinking. Somebody should get it. And I don't think we're gonna have a morning show the next day, so I'm staying out. So we're gonna have us a good time. It is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis. He done went somewhere. He must have had to go to the bathroom. I think he got the runs, y'all. Don't tell nobody. You know, we started late this morning because bathroom. We went songs. I let this dude that. He came running down the hall. You know, jumped on the thing, but he had a tail when he came. It's like, man, you left something, so you gotta go. All right, y'all. Do y'all see what's going on at the Park District? Oh, God. So, I got to tell y'all, full disclosure. I like Mike Kelly. I do. He's cool. Cool dude. Always been cool to me. When I was having some troubles with the Y'all. But this scandal surrounding the lifeguards has gotten to a point where I just don't think, whether he knew about it or didn't know about it, there's a certain point where it gets bad and you just got to walk the plank. I always think, like, you going to fight it to the end or you going to do right by the people. And part of the reason I asked, do you fight to the end or do you do right by the people, is because sometimes if you stretch it out too long, you involve other people who, by guilt by association, and then it changes the whole dynamic. So I don't know if you all saw the story in the paper today about another superintendent of the lifeguards at a park resigned after a third party of the park district complained that he was having a sexual relationship with an underaged temporary summer employee. The summer employee denied it, and the reporting, the third party showed pictures, gave text messages that were graphic that included sexual relations up to and including sexual choking. Apparently the supervisor was underage. The young woman denied it, but then there was actual physical proof. It looks to me as though the park district has called a special meeting. It is a closed session. It is my guess that Mike Kelly will probably be handed or asked to resign or resign. That's not mine to judge. That's the board. Remember, I told you it's a complicated situation. One, because of the relationship with Avis Lavelle, also a daily appointee, but evolved into a fixer of relationships for Lori Lightfoot in the space of black business. But my concern now is what happens next. I gotta tell you that I think Mike Kelly was a smart guy in that understanding the role of the park district. He was smart enough to buttress himself. With a very diverse, and when I say diverse, black staff, upper echelon from communications all the way down. And I learned that this scandal will not only affect him, but it will affect everybody in that chain of command, many of whom are black. And I worry about this changing of the guard because who will ascend to the top spot? Who, as we just watched, the Chicago CPS just went to the Latinos. I really didn't realize the number of black people. I didn't know that you could get a full-time, multi-$1,000 a year job at the park district. I really didn't. And I don't know that people realize that park supervisors and all of those people make a lot of money. But I am concerned that this transition will be the pathway to remove from the park. And Henry, I see you when you say it's time to clean house. But who, once they clean the house, who will be there and who will they replace it with? A lot to think about there. Also a lot to think about. Here's something that I find very, very, very curious. With the level of scandal that has happened at the park district, particularly to young women and girls underage, Why has the mayor been so quiet? How come she hasn't said anything? And you know why? I told you why the other day. It's like, I think she hoped that this would go away. Because what is she going to do? Now she has to replace, will Mike Kelly be replaced with a black person or a Latino person? I know y'all don't want to hear me when I say that. But even as I ask that question, I got, will it? Because it seems if you get the black person at the top, there often is a challenge with that black person understanding their role and their responsibility to black people. I just thought it was pretty odd that in the era of I don't know, are we post Me Too? Or we still Me Tooing? It seems like for the mayor, the only time she's really compassionate to the issues of women is after she gets caught. I don't know, man. It's the Maze Jackson Show. It's been a good day. Thank y'all for coming back. I appreciate everybody who was tuned in today. I gotta make sure that you all are clear. I don't have no ill will towards none of the brothers, sisters that come to the station. But I do think that somebody needs to let the white folks that put these folks up know that the spin is not working anymore. Like sometimes, have you ever been in a conversation with people where they pride themselves in not answering the question? And they think like, ooh, I got out of that. But really you didn't, because you didn't answer the question that everybody wanted to hear. And so I think that when we got black folks in play, black have to be honest and with us. Because I don't think anybody is going for the fake kicking it. Not the black people that's in the jungle. Black people in the zoo, they fake kick it all the time. Because it's sweet. I mean, you ain't got to hunt. If they give you a live animal, they done cut his leg, so you ain't got to run that fast. You know, they pipe in the sounds of the birds so it sounds like it's tough out there, but it's really just you and your pack of lions that ain't been outside the cage. And every night you go to sleep feeling good about yourself because they built you the best habitat ever. I mean, it looks so real. When you touch the leaves, they feel like they could be real leaves. When it rains, because it's the rainforest, it make it feel like it's water and it's wet. But it is a controlled environment. Talking from the perspective of someone who's been living in the controlled environment. Not bad. I'm sure plenty of people wish they had the ability to go to bed with their stomachs full every night. Knowing that, being black, y'all, is just not enough anymore. You know, I ask what's in it for the black people. And folks think it's cute to be like, yeah, what's in it? But you really got to ask yourself, how can you legitimately answer that question? And if the question is you, as in, if you answer me, then you got to ask yourself, what is it? If you're the only one, what are you doing tangibly to make it better for us? Because whether you believe it or not, whether the white boys picked you or not, they picked you to make sure that we was cool. So you got to do a temperature check every once in a while. You got to do some continuing education. You got to come on back and you got to sit down. You got to sit in front of the den. You got to read what people are saying so that you could test. You know how comedians test their message? Yesterday was a live test of your message. You know how they say, man, I go to a small club and I work it out before I go out to the world and I work out the kinks of what I'm saying? That's what the Lions Den gives you. The opportunity to see if people smoking that stuff you sell. And if they ain't, you got to get a new product, famo. Some people are at the Brookfield Zoo. Some people at the Lincoln Park Zoo. Some people at the San Diego Zoo. Small, medium, large, but they got all these habitats, but it's still the zoo. Come on, take a walk on the wild side with us. See what it feels like to be a hunter, to make them teeth work for real, to chase down and conquer for real. I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show. Shout out to my who was getting. Shout out to my man Jay Riis, the ruler. Shazam today. He's Shazamming y'all.
Nah, man, this your favorite logo that you already, like you always tell me.
What?
You can't get it. You won't get it.
Flash. Oh, Flash.
The Flash.
Oh, that's the Flash. You ain't gonna get it. Flash. I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show. Asking every single day. Hey, wait, back up. Hey, y'all. Tomorrow, I want to know what y'all bringing to the tailgate. So at 8 o'clock, we talking food before tell me something good. I want to know what you bringing, if you coming, what kind of car you bringing. Do I need to bring my old car, my new car? Both cars. I'm going to bring a tent, pop up. I can't wait to bring my... I want to see who got the best tailgate setup. I might give... Riis, if I can't do the milk crate challenge, maybe I'll do an award for the best tailgate setup. I done been to tailgates where people brought whole couches. Set up a whole living room. Carpet, everything. Sit down. They got a big screen TV out there to hold your dig. They be like they living room outside. We doing it all. Don't come over there with that BS. And know everybody is not welcome. It is the Maze Jackson Show. I am asking I ask every single day. Ooh, you know what else we should do? We should have like a crab boil too. Like we should boil some stuff. Man, may throw some seafood on the grill, some shish kebabs. Oh, I forgot. Every single day asking the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. Out of pandemic. Don't sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson. Hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Lenders give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm the seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Today, the Biden administration is releasing what it calls a new strategy to fight domestic terrorism. Following a 100-day review, federal officials are now laying out a new plan hoping to deter, detect, and prosecute domestic terror.
They went to the Capitol waving their flags and looking for smoke.